What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, J-Rock Living. Now, I've been traveling the world for 4 years. Now, of course, in between that, Corona kind of messed that up, but I'm gonna give you my top 5 things to know when you're traveling to different countries.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, looking eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day.
Okay, so my number 1 thing to do when you're traveling to another country is I tell people to do this constantly. People do not do enough of this, okay? And that is do your own research on that country that you're going to. Not enough people do this. I remember going to Thailand, and then people saying, oh, I've been to Thailand, but I didn't know that they had this and that and this that you did. But I'm just like, well, I did my research on this country where I'm going to. You have to do your research. For me personally, when I'm going to another country, or usually when I book my trip usually around like 2 months in advance. So during that 2 months before I leave, I'm constantly on YouTube researching so many things about that country I'm going to. Therefore, I know the ins and outs, where I want to go, what I want to do, what type of food to eat, where I'm gonna work out at, what are the local spots, what's this, what's that. That way, when I go, I know exactly what I want to do, where I want to stay, and what the type of things I want to experience. So I want to tell y'all that y'all need to do your own research. Research. And that way, when you go, you'll be a little bit more prepared, because I would say you never can be too prepared, because a lot of uncertain things happen when you travel to a different country, and you're gonna experience stuff that even you never even seen or researched before, because you're literally just gonna be like, oh, I didn't know about this. And that way you can tell other people about your experiences. But I'm gonna say research the own country, know the ins and outs before you go, and then have a great time. This view is crazy. This is in my opinion, for right now, we haven't even been around the whole resort, but this is the best view so far, I think, in this whole area right here. Wake in the morning, shadow box, feel good, feel great, and just enjoy this whole view right here. I can enjoy every moment, because you never know when actually you're gonna come back and actually do it again.
Throw my clothes on, start my day.
This is my number 2 things I've learned from traveling the world for the past 4 years, and that is do not overplan. So a lot of people have this thing when they travel that they overplan each day. This time we're gonna do this, a 12 o'clock breakfast, 1 o'clock this, 3 o'clock that. Now, what I've learned is that necessarily doesn't work, and you're not gonna have the best experiences. So for example, if I'm traveling somewhere for 10 days, I'm gonna have 3 or 4 days where it's just open, where it's just free time, where I will discover something new that day. I'm just gonna freelance and just see what happens. Also, the days I do have plans where I plan out an activity, say if I'm like, okay, so this day we're gonna do an elephant sanctuary. I usually just make one main plan that day, and then after that, I just leave the rest up to God. So whatever happens that day happens, and that's the best type of things. You get the best type of experiences from spontaneous activities, okay? So that's my number 2 thing, is don't overplan. Make some space for some free time, discover things new, discover new food, walk around, explore. Trust me, it'll be a great time if you follow these steps. That's my number 2. Alright, so this is the funny one right here at number 3. So number 3, I know like this happens a lot to everybody that travel. Happened to me, is that there will be bumps. Expected, okay? So like traveling, I mean, very rare does traveling just go perfectly smooth. It's very rare, okay? A flight may get delayed. You know, one time we was in Costa Rica, we broke down in the middle of what they call the slums in Costa Rica, and you know, but the thing is, you got to make the best of every situation, you know, and that's what we did. And it was actually a pretty pleasant experience when we broke down in the middle of Costa Rica, because we met people and discovered that, you know, everything's not what it seems.
Summertime, go for a swim. Wintertime, go grab a sled. Spring, I might need an umbrella. Fall back in school with my friends. Attitude change like the weather. My mom tell me it never ends. Like clocks we evolve in a circle. Every 12 months we do it again.
It was definitely a great experience, but I'll upload that video later. Another instance, we lost one of our friends in Africa, in Uganda, and we were staying very remote. So therefore, for him, it took him from the airport, it's 6 hours away to get to the village we were staying. So he had to actually find his own way. On his way to find us, his bus broke down twice. So his iPhone almost got took. He had a crazy experience with himself, but our friend eventually made it, which is JT. Shout out to JT. He made it to us, and it was a great time. But he actually said it was actually a pretty cool experience for him to be lost in Africa, in Uganda, and not knowing the language and trying to figure out how to get to this remote village. But I would definitely just say, expect these bumps on the road. Take it for what it is, keep pushing, still don't let anything ruin the experience. Try to embrace these things as they happen.
So I'm out in the city, y'all. They done left my bags. It's gonna be one of them trips to talk about. And I'm just waiting on somebody to come pick me up. Out here. Tell them where you from, man.
Yeah.
Where you from?
Yeah.
You ain't from no damn church. Oh, yeah. It's Florida, man. That's my boy, man. He taking care of it, man. Stranded out here, y'all. Hey, man, ain't nothing like a sporadic vacation turn up or whatever you want to call it. But what's going on, boss, man? These folks been trying to take my iPhone. My boy been saving me. I don't know what's going on. They can speak real good English. I can tell you that they understand exactly what you're saying and everything, you feel me? So don't come out here and think these folks do not speak English or they just playing stupid. And they told me they love iPhones and they would run off with my iPhone, but they don't know I'm from the trenches. I chase their ass around and whole goddamn. See, I gotta record this stuff because Jerry and Abby, y'all ain't gonna believe me. Y'all really not gonna believe me. I'm telling you. Broke down, y'all. This has been an experience within an experience.
Crazy.
Yeah.
JT crazy.
Yeah, it's not cool. Even Jared is also.
Oh, that's crazy. Yes.
It's also crazy.
Oh.
But he doesn't show off like JT.
Thank you.
JT shows off every day, every morning.
My window, see birds and planes, sun's out, some clouds in my rain.
So my number 4 thing, okay, which is one of my favorite things to do, is talk with the locals, okay? Like for me, for example, I know everybody's not like this, you know, I've done the bougie travel before and I realized it really wasn't me. So therefore now I travel real local. I try to find local villages to stay in, local apartments, Airbnb, stay in the middle of the city, talk with the locals, figure out and dig what the culture really is. Like I said, I know everybody's not like this, but from my travel experience, personally, there's nothing better than local travel. Getting to know the people, getting to know the language, getting to know the food, things like that, because you realize like people all over the world, we're more alike than what we think. And also everybody that you meet knows something that you don't know. So therefore you'll end up learning so many new things that you could come back and share with people. So I would definitely say if you're down for that, for that type of travel, is definitely try to discover the local culture, travel locally, make friends locally. Even when I come back here now and I still keep in touch with people I've met all over the world. Do that number 4 thing and I promise you, you'll experience things that you never experienced before in life.
Wake up, get up, stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, milk and eggs, brush my teeth up, wash my face, throw my clothes on, start my day.
Number 5 of what I learned about traveling is do something that you never done before. I don't know what it is, but make sure you do it. I don't know how many days you're staying, but make sure you do something you've never done before. Normally me, I try to do something at least once a day I've never done before. Sometimes it doesn't pan out like that, but most of the time, since you're in a new country, you're gonna be doing something you've never done before. But think about something that's just out of the box that's not normally you or something that you would do in your own home country and do it somewhere else. Trust me, because whether it's a new food, whether it's an activity, whether it's hiking up a mountain or something, anything like that at all, make sure you experience something new. I mean, anytime I go somewhere, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with these cheetahs, I'm gonna go to this elephant sanctuary, okay, today I'm gonna take this boat, I'm gonna go to the small island, I'm gonna swim with sharks, you know, do something you've never done before.
Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Throw my clothes on, start my day.
So actually I had so many tips that I'm gonna do a bonus one, okay? And my bonus is travel where your money goes far, okay? So I come from America, we have American dollars. So I like to travel to where my American dollar goes real far. That way I can experience more things and also get more from my dollar. So anywhere, I would say in Southeast Asian countries, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, Bali, the African countries as well. I've been to Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, any place where your money goes far, that American dollar, that's how you want to travel, because you're gonna get more experiences, you're gonna save more money, and also these places have a deep culture. You know, you're gonna discover these cultures that you never thought you would experience before, okay? So again, that bonus tip, travel where your money goes far.
Stretch my legs, eat some breakfast, looking